Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Off the Leash. So you're probably thinking, what the fuck is this show? Off the Leash is our new Saturday series, and it's pretty much going to do exactly what I had planned on doing when I ended the grind in Halo and Chill. So this is going to be kind of a one-man podcast type deal, kind of how the grind and Halo and Chill were. I'm going to try to cover a little bit more gaming news shit that I find, interesting, or general tech news, that sort of thing. But it's going to be light. It's going to be conversational. It's not going to be anything serious. This assassin is super fucking overpowered. But it's still going to be pretty much the same format. But the reason it's called Off the Leash is because there's really no rules. I'm just going to it's going to be me playing some game that I want to play for any reason. Halo and Chill, it was all Halo games, and I tried to showcase new playlists or whatever. And then for the grind, I was trying to, supposed to be achievement related or something that I'm actually trying to unlock. But for this one, it's just going to be casual play or something I want to show off or whatever it may be. So that's the plan. So for today's episode, we're playing the LawBreakers closed alpha, and that is the primary topic that I wanted to cover today. I'm really enjoying this game. It has its issues. There's some balance problems that I think really need to be solved before this is polished and done. But for the most part, I think they've got a really good base. It's definitely my favorite arena shooter so far. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. We'll be talking about some other personal bullshit as usual. And, the general format of this game, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I would like to do, or this show is what I'd like to do with it is make this every Saturday that we won't be able to do DogPound. This will be the other show. So I'm keeping them super separated. The colors are different on the thumbnail. The font's different. I'm using volumes instead of episodes, so it should be pretty easy to keep separate. And like I said, whenever, motherfucky. I'm all right with this class, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. But it should be, pretty obvious, and it'll be several weeks in a row. This show will go on before I get back, and it'll be just being random stuff like this. Come here. I hate this fucking shotgun thingy. Can I grapple her? This game is super fun though. First thing on today's agenda is talking about LawBreakers. 2% health, fuck you. Or just 2 health, 90%. It's lower than percent. So this is LawBreakers. The new, I guess you would classify this as a hero shooter, but hero shooter is about as vague as RPG because no two are even close to being alike. So I'm going to say that, but I'll clarify it in a moment. Made by Cliffy B's new studio, and I can't remember the damn name of it. But this is their new project, and I gotta say I really like it. So I got accepted into the closed alpha last Friday's FPS Friday was in this game, and I'm actually going to do something else different for yesterday's FPS Friday. I guess it would have been. And so I've kept pushing back this one video that I've already made, which kind of sucks, but it's all right. But I really like this game. I've been playing it for a few days. Only a couple maps, I think 2 in total. Maybe 3, but I think 2. 4 classes. I want to switch, matter of fact, right now. We got Vanguard, Enforcer, Titan, Assassin. I'm assuming one more that's going to be more of a mix like Enforcer. Probably, maybe straight down the middle. Who knows? But either way, it's not unlocked for use right now, which does suck. I do like these classes. The only one I don't really care for is Enforcer, and I don't think anyone really truly likes Enforcer. It's not because it's not a cool class idea. I do like it. Just the weapon is It's not that fun to use, and the movement's fun. The ultimate's pretty cool, but the rest of it is just I don't know. I've seen better. But I can say for a fact that the premise of this game is way more up my alley than something like Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch, where each class is pretty much dependent on another class, or if one class goes against a certain other class, you're pretty much fucked. It's not based upon your independent skill per se. Now, it doesn't mean that, if you come across someone who's 20 times worse than you, you can't overcome them no matter what you're playing. But if you're, a heavy in TF2, come across a scout, and the scout is really good, you may not be fast enough to keep up with them, or the other way around, So in this game, it's less about which class you choose, and it is about personal skill. You can kill every class with every class. Some are harder than others, and I think they need a little bit of work on that. Like this bitch right here, the Titan. Usually I'm a lot better with that other class, by the way. That was fucking horrible. 500 health, rocket launcher, this one-hit kill to the assassin. But the assassin can kill her or him if you're on the other side if they're not paying attention. So it's a much better balance. It's not an arena shooter. It's not everyone's on the same gameplay level where you just pick up a weapon and go, and whoever's better with it wins. But it is a lot closer to that. It is a lot more fair. And I think with subsequent balance changes and stuff, it will get to the point where it is completely fair. But it's almost there, and I've liked it better than any other, like I said, quote unquote arena shooter, or not arena shooter, hero shooter that I've ever played, especially Overwatch. So, that's not a window. Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm an idiot. So I've been really enjoying it. I have no idea when the closed alpha ends, but I'm hoping that there will be a open beta later down the road, not just one for sign up, for both server testing, and that way we can play everything that's going to be in the game. Not necessarily get to max rank or anything like that, but at least get a taste of everything. I think having multiple loadouts would be beneficial to every class too, because it does get a wee bit stale using the same weapons over and over. They are so different, and I change classes so often that it's not as big of a deal, but it's still a opportunity for improvement, I feel like, and I think we're doing the literal exact same shit. Some of these ultras are ridiculously unbalanced. Like that one is good. That's what an ultra should be, in my opinion. But it's like 10 times better than the fucking not the assassins, the Vanguard, whatever she's called, the minigun woman. And it's like, what's the point? You might as well just use that class the whole time. So that particular aspect I don't like. This it's called Vanguard. Yeah. The Enforcer's ultimate with Q is like a missile rack, and it's like it charges up periodically, so you get to shoot it more often than the others, but it's not as good. So it's like kind of a trade-off. I like the idea of it, but once again, it just kind of needs a little bit of work. I like this zap pistol thing. I've got a lot of kills with it. This thing, not so much. I don't know if it's the crosshairs or what that I don't particularly care about it. I think you can change crosshairs. We'll be able to change crosshairs in this game, so I could just change it around a little bit. But I think that's where having multiple weapons would be nice, even if they could be the exact same type of weapons, and I'm not necessarily asking for a shotgun or something to use with the Enforcer, but just a different kind of weapon, maybe a different kind of basically assault rifle type weapon that's slower with more damage or something like that. Yeah, that's the Vanguard ultimate. I want to kill my fucking neighbor. Oh my god. He's opened this garage door at least 10 times this morning since I woke up, and one of them might have woke me up. I don't know. But yeah, that's that kind of ultimate is completely dog shit compared to see, and that thing barely does anything most of the time. Oh, come on. That aspect of this game, I don't know if you just saw what I did. Hit control, you do blind fire. And as far as I know, besides peeking around corners and that sort of thing, and tactical shooters, I don't think I've ever played a FPS with a real blind fire, where you could look a completely opposite direction of where you're facing and get hits. It's super cool. Is it super accurate? Are you going to kill someone more than likely? Nah, probably not. But what it is good for is God damn it, sis. Oh, I did get a kill. Nice. What it is good for, though, is when you're in these anti-grav sections, you can shoot behind you, and it propels you forward. It's a super cool concept. The anti-grav in itself is a super cool concept. Apparently, the planet is like falling apart, and you get to use that as a traversal technique. It's pretty nifty. Not something that has been explored very much. I mean, anti-grav is a thing in some FPSs, but the way that you traverse it using this especially is completely unheard of. And being able to look up or down to control your flight path is pretty cool. It makes for some chaos, and I think it really brings out the balance issues between classes, which I think is a good thing. So hopefully that'll be room for improvement. I also really like the way they do the damage dealt. It's a super simple system, but you can see the hit markers, the little X in the center, just like a lot of games do. You can see that it fills up as the more damage you do to your opponents. So when it reaches full, you've killed them. I think it's brilliant because you don't need a health bar. You're not guessing, and for because there's so many different types of classes, it's not just an arena shooter or something like Gears of War where everyone has the exact same health. It makes it you're not guessing. You know what you're doing to them, which I think is great. My biggest criticism so far, and there's aspects of these types of games that I would, in my mind, I think, I wish there wasn't reloads or that sort of thing because I'm an arena shooter purist. It does fit the game, but it's whatever. But my biggest criticism is the health system, and the amount of health that each character has will probably be adjusted later on. I have a feeling. Finally got one. That's rare that I actually get a fucking kill off that. But it's not so much the amount of health that characters have, it's how they get health is what I have a biggest problem with. And you're seeing it right now. So these health stations are the only way you can recharge. And, some ways that's not a huge deal, but what ends up happening is unless you have a perfect kill like that, you are coming out of a battle damaged. And the only way to heal is by doing that. So a lot of the times you just waste your fucking time to go get, to heal yourself. Oh my God, we actually won. Look at that. Damn, I played really well that game. So it's just a gameplay killer. It kills the pacing. If enemies just dropped a small amount of health, it would keep you more in the battle. And you wouldn't have to, go and kill that fast pace you had to go re-heal yourself. You're actually better off as far as time playing to just die and respawn with full health. So I don't like that system, and I hope they at least give opportunity to, find health some other way, whether it be through drop by enemies or just random pickups on the map. They do need that. Ammo is covered because there's infinite ammo, but that is kind of a problem. Figure while we're here, we can go over the options menu. So I was an idiot and had to realize that you have to choose custom to be able to change stuff because it's not like that in some games. So my favorite feature about this is you can change the front end window and in-match window to be different, which is just fantastic because I'm running downsampled 1440p on a 1080p monitor in game, but it doesn't, the scaling is normal on the menu. Why can't every game do that? It's amazing. All the other effects are really good. The only thing that's missing right now is ambient occlusion. I have it enabled and in the NVIDIA control panel, and it does look noticeably better with it. It's not a game killer by any means. Jesus Christ. But it needs it, I think. It would look a lot better with it. The cartoony, art style kind of makes it to where it's not as bad without it, but it would be better. And we have a fucking AFKer on the other team. But the other settings are really good. Ultra, it doesn't look like what Ultra should be to me in an Unreal Engine 4 game. It does look good. I'm never partial to these types of art styles most of the time anyway, because I feel like it limits what the engine can really do. It does look a lot better, say, than Overwatch. Not necessarily the art style itself, but just, graphical assets and that sort of thing are more pleasing to the eye. It's something I don't think I'd get as tired of. So it does have that going for it, but it is missing ambient occlusion. But performance seems to be really good for me. I can't ever get Steam Overlay to work, and I think it's because of that whole match window type thing that's happening. So I can't tell you exactly how many frames per second I'm getting, but I know at 1440p Ultra with anti-aliasing turned down just a tad bit, it is a lot better than 60 FPS because I can tell it by the mouse and never see screen tearing, but the most intense battle scenes. So it is pretty good. So no complaints on performance. It runs pretty well on a 980 Ti, that is. So I'm sure, you know, turn down a few settings, you can get it to run on pretty much anything from the 700 series up, I would imagine, or the equivalent of AMD. So that's good. I guess movement is the next big thing. I mean, when I talk about arena shooters, the gunplay is important, but boy, is movement the thing that really kills it, because you're moving all the time. You're only shooting some of the time, but movement is, 99% of what you're doing in the game. So that is super important. It needs to be fluid. It needs to be fun. You need to be able to get places faster. It needs to be where it's not a nuisance or a hindrance to your skill. And this game has some ways to come with it. The anti-grav thing's perfect, but I'm talking more on a character-by-character basis. The assassin is perfect. A lightweight character that can hop around. She's the only one that does double jumps as of right now. The shift tap is pretty cool. Being able to, you can just move forward like boom, like that. You also can use this, which is the best fucking thing ever. The only thing I don't like about this system is you share the tap forward and grapple hook. So I wish they would limit that, or put it in 2 separate stamina bars. I wish double jump and oh sweet, I didn't even help with all. Wow, y'all ass. But if they could move that to the same stamina as, say, double jump instead, because you can just spam double jump, I think that would make more sense. The only thing about the grapple hook is that it can damage enemies, so maybe that's why they put it as a gameplay design. I would have to play it both ways to be able to know for sure. And other than that, she's pretty much perfect. The rest of the characters, the Vanguard's got a really cool, her machine gun, the chain gun. Dude, this is like literally the 12th time. What the fuck are they doing? Leave it open. Oh my god, so annoying. It starts it up again when I'm recording. That's generally a trend. This thing, the Vanguard, has this cool little jet with shift. So that is pretty cool. But, oh, come on. Could have sworn I was going to hit her. But that's about it. There's no double jumping. She's not that fast. Otherwise, she is heavily armored, so I wouldn't expect her to be. But that's pretty much the extent of her movement. There's no dodging, anything like that. I feel like dodging needs to be a staple on some of these characters. The most boring one for sure is the Titan. It's literally nothing, just moving. No sprinting, no double jumping, nothing of that sort. Getting my ass kicked, and I'll show that again now. You do have this little shift jump thing, which is cool, but it's an attack and it recharges. It's not meant for really movement. So, I think there's some opportunity there for improvement. And then the Enforcer does have a little sprint ability, which is kind of useful, but other than that, that's about the extent of movement. So I feel like there's a lot of room for characters to show their individualism through their movement a little bit more, and it's just not the case. So she's pretty much nailed it. He sucks. He's and that one's probably second best. But so yeah, movement could use a little bit of work, but other than that, it's a good game, good looking game. It plays really well. It's not as fluid as, say, something like Unreal Tournament, but every character. I think it's because you're supposed to feel the weight behind the characters or the lack thereof, and this fucking bitch, dude. This is why I play as Assassin 9 times out of 10, because I'm getting my ass kicked now. All right, let's switch teams. Or not switch teams, switch classes. And people left, and I'm not even, I'm trying to get to the damn capture zones, but just can't get there in time. Fucking die. I'm trying to get to the hard-to-get ones, but I just realized that we don't have a full team, so it's probably a bad idea. I got a couple kills at least. The game modes are okay. I really like the one we played before, the battery one. It took me like 3 matches to understand how the fuck it works. So basically, you get an uncharged battery in the middle. You gotta get it, take it to a base, and at your base you charge it up. So it's a really it's a mix between King of the Hill and Capture the Flag. You're fucking wrecked. You're holding. You have to hold the flag for a bit of time rather than just capture it once like it would be in most CTF. So I really enjoy that. There's like a shield you got to remove. It's a cool modern day spin on a Capture the Flag game mode. It's kind of a mixture between something like Payload or that sort of thing from Team Fortress. I really like this. This zone capture game mode, not so much. Oh my god, now we have another fucking AFK. Are you kidding me right now? It's okay. It's not nearly as innovative as the other one. It's just a timed King of the Hill, basically. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, I would much rather have myself just a regular old, Annex or King of the Hill style, domination points type thing. I think this kind of kills the pace to me. You have people rushing towards the center. It's a big clusterfuck. You get this one, and then it's over. Yeah, I wonder why, because we have fucking like 10 people aren't even playing. And the balance if you do have people that aren't playing like this or that you're down a man, that's when the balance issues are fucking horrible. Literally, I have no idea how they're opening this fucking door below me so much. I'm gonna cuss this guy out. It was 4 times when I woke up at 8, and then another 4 times after that. This has been what, 4 or 6 again? What the fuck are they doing? What are you doing that you're moving in so fucking quickly that you can't just leave the door open? That's what I'm wondering. Understand if you gotta enter and exit your place a lot of the times, but just leave the fucking thing open. It's not even AC down there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, game modes. I'm hoping there's just a regular death match. A spin on it would be nice. Play, you fucking bitches. But that's really it. The maps, I've liked both of the maps a lot. A lot of verticality, a lot of opportunity for fast movement. They look nice. They feel, kind of, I don't know what the fucking word would even be. Techno-punk, maybe? Something like that. God damn it. Not cyberpunk, but, tech punk, I guess is the term for it. And it really suits the artistic design, and they win. My team was fucking terrible. Oh my god. And the other people left, so. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this game. I want more classes. I hope they have like a minimum of 7 or 8. I think that'd be a good spin. If they can balance all those, I'll be sinking a lot of time into it for sure. So I guess that's pretty much wraps up my impressions of Overwatch. I really like it. The character design, like the artistic design stuff's really good. Art styles, I like it. I wish the graphical quality was a little better, but hey, it may improve. At least I know what it's going to look like, so it can't be any worse. And it's not this bad, but I just feel like with Unreal Tournament, it looks so fucking gorgeous. I was hoping for that level of stuff, but with the cartoony art style, it's going to hide a little bit of that polish, so it's okay. There's no NDA as far as I know in this game, so what I'm doing here is completely okay. Please tell me you all are still loading. Okay, I think they were. I'm so fucking done with that. And yeah, overall, I do recommend if there's a beta coming up and you didn't get into the closed alpha, to give it a shot at least once. I like it a lot better than Overwatch or Team Fortress 2. It's a good mixture between non-linear gameplay, lack of true balance, whatever you want to call it. I really dig it. So it's good. I guess that'll about wrap up that discussion. Let's see what else has been going on. So here soon, I think maybe last week, and I'm recording this a week early as I usually do, I think Xbox One is supposed to get a update, and completely separate, subject. I understand this is a PC exclusive game and talk about fucking consoles, but to my knowledge, getting the pre-anniversary Windows 10 update, which will add, it's not like it doesn't have to do with that really, but they're trying to bring, the operating systems closer, and we're down 2 people. Fuck me. And what it will include is Cortana and background music, which Why background music wasn't included from day one, I don't fucking know, because apparently the Xbox team is super fucking incompetent when it comes to software. The first dashboard and stuff was fine, and I could find everything, but it just was missing so many obvious fucking features. I don't understand how that when the architecture was closer than ever to a PC other than the original Xbox, you had more RAM to play with than ever. It just made no fucking sense as to why they couldn't have stuff in the background that wasn't snapped. It was just a stupid design decision. So finally, we are getting background music on that. Who fucking Ray? Only like one app works with it right now, I think, but the rest will be updated in time. Not that I give a shit. Anytime that I'm playing Xbox One, it's either in a competitive environment or I'm playing online with friends or I'm recording. So none of those situations would I ever be playing background music on. It's a distraction anyway. So I don't really fucking care about that one feature, but I'm hoping there's some other optimizations that come with it. We'll see. Not getting my hopes up whatsoever. So that's happening. The big Windows 10 anniversary update supposed to come sometime, this past week. And I don't know, as of recording this video, but I've heard that Cortana can no longer be disabled, which is fucking stupid. And I'm sure there will be a way around it. But why? Like, why take away that option? It's so dumb. And Microsoft's in a bunch of shit anyway for their aggressive tactics for Windows 10. There's another company that's in some shit too, but I'll get to that momentarily. So yeah, their whole Windows 10 stuff is backfiring, and it's too bad because it's a really good OS on on the baseline of it, but it's just there's a lot of bullshit behind it, and it is unfortunate that they can't just like get their heads out of their asses as far as the security issues go, the spyware type bullshit that's wrapped up in it, and Cortana. Like, I would like it in some instances, but not all. You know what I mean? It's like, just let us choose. That's what a fucking operating system should be. It shouldn't be a one-size-fit-all type thing. If you can go in and work a control panel, you should be able to customize it just a little bit. So that's what I don't like about it. But they're being sued by multiple firms over their aggressive tactics that are pretty much rendering, for the Windows 10 update that are, there's some people that aren't tech savvy that, what if you change the layout of their Windows? They may not be able to fucking get to their Internet Explorer or whatever they use because they're just, computers aren't, it's easy to me. It's easy to, people like me who play video games or build PCs, it's pretty simple. But to some people, it's no more than a car to a lot of people. Most people don't even know how to change their own fucking oil, which blows my mind. But to a lot of people, PCs are just this mystical thing that they don't understand. They probably don't even know what a control panel is. So, you take those kind of people, you change the way their Windows look, or they have no idea really what it means to go to Windows 10. It's a whole new OS, and they just click it. You can fuck up their livelihood or their ability to access information or, get in touch with family. So, it's kind of a shady fucking thing. It looks, to assume that everyone knows what you're doing. So I can totally see this suit having some grounds, and I think they're going off the premise that what they're doing basically is unsolicited advertising, because it keeps being a window that pops up, and it's not the same thing as a program asking for an update. Like if iTunes says an update and pops up in a corner of your screen, or in the little tray icon. This is like takes up your entire screen, or a big pop-up that takes up like 2/3 of your resolution. So it is a big deal, and I can absolutely see it having holding ground. Of course, Microsoft's like, oh you don't think it's going to succeed. Of course they have to say that, but I really hope they do get smacked. I don't care. I don't want any money from it, or class action lawsuit, that type of thing. But I hope they are forced to quit fucking up like this. It's not a fuck up. They know exactly what they're doing. But it is angering. So I hope something does come of that. The other company that I was mentioning a minute ago is NVIDIA. So In 2014, late 2014, September to October range, the GTX 980 and 970 came out, and they were both touted as 4 gigabyte VRAM cards, which at the time was really good, and still pretty damn good now. Except 8 gigabytes has pretty much become the norm for cards that are in that range. So cards even like the 1060 and 480, which perform on par with the 970, you're having 6 and 8 gigs of VRAM. So my poor 980 Ti, 6 gigs of VRAM is probably ain't going to be enough in a couple of years if I wanted to run above 1080p. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But holy shit, so many hit markers and no deaths. That's unfortunate. But what ended up being discovered is that even though they were advertised as having the same amount of buses, same amount of same bus, same amount of VRAM. I think there was even said that the memory controllers were the same, something like that. Ended up not being the case. Ended up that after 3.5, oh my god, these guys were super fucked up. That after 3.5 gigabytes, if you used up that much, and this is people testing in like 4K because at the time, it's pretty much impossible to get that much, and it's still really hard to get that in high resolutions. They discovered after the first 3,500 megabytes that the card was just tank. Like, it would lose 50 to 75% of its frame rate. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? So what they discovered is that, yeah, there's 4 gigabytes of VRAM on board, but it's actually 3.5 gigabytes of normal VRAM, and then that other, 500 megabytes is slow. It's the same VRAM, it just can't run as fast because it's not like, it doesn't have a fast enough memory controller to run it. So basically NVIDIA, what I don't understand is they paid for that RAM. They paid for it and they installed it on the card and charged for it as if it did work, but it didn't. It's mind-blowing. They had to pay for it. And so there's been a class action lawsuit over that because people were like, well, I paid for it assuming that I was going to get a 4 gigabyte VRAM card. And it's not the case, especially people that SLI'd are pretty fucked because VRAM and SLI doesn't stack. And so they were only getting, 3.5 gigabytes, even if they were getting the performance of a Titan at the time. So it was kind of a dire situation, and people were not fucking happy about it. I didn't honestly think anything would come of this. I was thinking, it's fucking NVIDIA. This was a marketing miscommunication, blah, fucking blah. I don't believe him. Basically what it was is the 970 was a 980 with a shitty, a couple shitty memory controllers they were able to, nerf a little bit, and charges a 970. Simple as that. Well, people actually went through with it, and it was announced a few days ago that NVIDIA has settled, and there's no confirmation by courts yet, and there's no way of actually applying for it. But anyone that bought a GTX 970 will get $30 back, which is not bad at all. Matter of fact, I think that's more than fair for the amount of, expectation versus what you're getting. So that's pretty cool. I bought 2 GTX 970s over the years. I bought one initially that I sold to Ashton a little bit cheaper, and then I bought the new one with the, the GeForce stock cooler on it, which I still have in the box. So we'll pretty much get $60 back for that whenever I'm able to apply for it, because I still have the receipts and that sort of thing. So I'll definitely pass that on to Ashton as well. But I think that's more than fair, and I'm glad that it actually came of that. It was a shitty thing to do at the get-go, and I hope they learn from their mistake and nothing else like that happens again. But it's pretty fucking stupid that it ever got past, the stage it did. Because like I said, they paid for that RAM. It's not that it's not there. It's there. And they're paying for it and charging for it as if it was functional, but it's not. So that was really weird, but I'm glad, that did get resolved. I guess another recent piece of NVIDIA news is, I'm reporting on this in the future, and this will have happened in the past by the time this video comes out. This is the bad thing about having long lead times on my videos. Oh shit, too bad none of that counted. The GTX, well, actually, they're just calling it the NVIDIA Titan X instead of the GeForce Titan X, because that was what was called last generation. Instead of just naming it a new Titan name, I've come up to calling it the Titan XP, just like a lot of people have, because it's Pascal. But the new Titan X will have come out or been available on August the 2nd, which I believe is, I don't know, it already happened though, as far as this video coming out. I don't know the current situation, and it'll be a few days before we see reviews out, or maybe, you know, a day after. Just depends on how the NDA falls. But at least the tech channels that I watch, I don't know about Jay's 2 cents and that kind of thing, but I know Linus Tech Tips and a couple others never got a Titan X. They just weren't giving them out, which is weird. Very weird. It was also very weird that they announced the damn card so quickly after the 1080, 1070, 1060 came out. And that was a little bit that I went over in one of my discussion videos, Pascal versus Polaris. But it's kind of a weird practice to say a card's out and not give them to reviewers. Especially, they're just like, it's not that they came out and said, hey, we don't have enough, or we're just not doing it this time. It's just they're ignoring everyone. So I'm thinking this is going to be a paper launch of all paper launches. Let me know below if it turned out that way. And I'll certainly update my statement next week. But I have a feeling that most of this is marketing bullshit, and that they're not going to have hardly any to actually sell. It'll probably be worth in the 1070, 1080 availability, but I don't know that for a fact. But either way, it is super dumb that they didn't, you know, give them to reviewers in the first place. So we'll see. But we're talking a card that's like 60% faster than my current one. So it is cool and it's powerful, but for the money, it's so fucking dumb. It's not even double the, it's not even, doesn't even follow the pricing scheme of the new cards whatsoever, because the 1070 is basically the same price of a 980 Ti, or same performance of a 980 Ti, costs a couple $100 less. The new Titan X is 60% faster than the old Titan X, or the 980 Ti as well, just with more VRAM. And we're talking double the cost of the 980 Ti. So it makes no sense. It's a card that's only, you know, 60% faster than a 1070 and costs almost 3 times as much. It makes absolutely no sense for the price, even with GDDR5X and all that shit. So they're getting a little ridiculous with their pricing scheme. And as I said in that video, the only reason they're getting away with it is because AMD has no competing offers. If there was something even within 25% of the power and 50% less the cost, they would not charge $1,200. They probably wouldn't even charge $1,000. So I really hope that AMD steps up their game and comes out with some enthusiast options sooner rather than later, because the 480 is amazing. Like, it's great for the price. The 470 is even better for the price, I'm pretty sure. The 460 is a $100 card that's on par with like the 380 and stuff. So we're talking, you can actually build a PC for like $450 that destroys consoles, not just keeps up with them, as was, you know, being touted in the past. Now you can literally shit on consoles for $450. So it's pretty great. But you know, NVIDIA's not competing on that. They're competing on really expensive stuff. So I'm hoping that they have some options here soon to compete with it, but we'll see. Have to step back. So yeah, that's the Titan X bullshit. We'll see what happens when the 1080 Ti comes out. I'm guessing it's going to be another. I bet the 1080 Ti, because they only have 12 gigs of VRAM on this one, on the Titan X, it'll either not happen, or it'll be back down to 8 gigs of VRAM again. We'll just have to see. But I don't know. I'm not buying it either way. Wait until next gen, or I might SLI 980 Ti's. We'll see what happens if it's cheap enough. There are some cheap options out there. But right now, I'm more than happy with my performance, so I don't really give a shit. I suppose we'll play one more game, because this is a good game. And like I said, I have no idea when this fucking alpha ends, so it could be well over and done by the time this video comes out, so I'm going to try to play as much as I can. There's another game that I have timed, and I guess it will be yesterday's FPS Friday, but just in case I don't get to it today, I won't mention the name. So, yeah, I'm kind of on a timed thing today, but figured I'd make this video. My voice has sounded a little weird because I literally recorded this like 15 minutes after I woke up, 'cause I'm trying to get this done. That way I can go do some adult shit real quick, and then we'll, you know, continue video games. Let me tell you, I've been an absolute piece of shit on the weekends. here the past couple of weekends. You know, try to do something fun at least every other weekend. You know, do something different to take advantage of me being down here. The reason I didn't this weekend is we went out on a work night. That was a fantastic idea. Let me tell you. Well, we went to some place that had like some fun bar to do shit, and that was like from 6:30 to 8, and then we go around, get back, and fucking drink and make merry until like 2 in the morning, and have to get up at well, it's gonna fucking spit spot on my monitor. Hold on, there we go. Had to get up a little bit later than I normally do because the place we crashed at was closer. It was like sleeping in a strange bed for like 4 hours. I get there. I probably drank like 3 cups of coffee. It was like in a row. I had the shakes. It was that point where like your heartbeat is 600 RPM or BPM, and you feel no less tired. You're like sitting there, a zombie, going like tripping balls. My boss comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, how you have fun yesterday?" Because he knew we were going. This is kind of a fun thing to do that a lot of people do. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we did." He's like, "You stayed out really late, didn't you?" I'm like, "You have no idea." I just showed him my coffee cup. I'm like, "But I'm good to go. We'll make it." So yeah, that was fun. And then I think a lot of people went out again Friday night, but I started playing Halo with another coworker and didn't leave again. I looked down and I killed a 6-pack, and it was fucking like 12 at night. I was like, well, fuck me. Guess I'm not going anywhere, but I don't care. I'd probably have more fun doing that anyway. Other than that, I think I'm going to go grocery shopping today, and I don't know. That's probably about it, to tell you the truth. Because there's a lot of, I'm trying to get like, you know, a little bit ahead on the channel, that sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know anything else I really want to do. I need some guitar supplies, and there's a local music shop here, but they don't have anything for an 8-string. At least the lower strings that I like. I can't, like, I can get the gauges, but I can't match up the type of strings, so it's going to sound really weird. And I'm trying to record a rhythm part to a new song before I change them anyway. And I just changed them not too long ago, but I must have got a shitty pack because the top 3 strings wouldn't hold pitch worth a fuck, and then the top E broke. So like within 3 days, I didn't even put that much tension on them. I stretched them and everything, so not happy about that. The nearest Guitar Center is like way downtown, and I don't feel like fighting that. I'm sure there's some really nice stuff in there considering it's in a big city, but I'm really not that interested. So, oh yeah, I got my fucking frenzy kill now. These guys don't even want to try it. Maybe we'll get so fucked up. I feel like a piece of shit camping this, but this is kind of what we're supposed to do. What the fuck am I doing? No one knows. No, oh my god. Like it just leaves. All right, that's a score, baby.
Your side has scored a point.
Get your ass up there. All right, so. Yeah, that's probably my extent of the plan. I get locked onto to doing something, especially like recording stuff, and I have ideas, and I just want to get them out before I feel like I forget them, and I get so wrapped up in doing that. It could take, you know, it's a 2-3 week process for one song because I'm trying to record games and that sort of thing at the same time. So yeah, it can be a life drainer, but I don't care. The only other thing I kind of want to do before I leave is there's a bunch of beaches that are nearby that I'd like to go with friends, but no one's ever wants to do that, like, because they've done it a million times, and I don't even like the beach that much, but I just feel like it's something I should probably do since it's fucking free and cheap and that sort of thing. So, but I don't really care. I've experienced about everything. Like, even if I don't do anything else ridiculous down here, I feel like I've gotten my fill, and it's definitely well worth the trip. So, I'm happy no matter what. Trying to there's like 10 or so more games that I want to either play through or complete that I'm on of you know, some capacity. Ooh, fucking bitch. So yeah, trying to balance all that is fucking impossible. Just kill out the entire other team. Well, you didn't, because I'm on top, bitch, and I still haven't died. I might be able to make this a perfect. We just gotta capture this and we fucking win. Kill streak and all that shit. I like this assassin. They're fucking ridiculous, but it's fun. Need some bouncing, but this bitch's legs are super cool. Ha!
Enemy has
Ugh. Alright, killed that bitch.
Enemy dropped the battery.
Alright, I'll help you get it, and then, alright, go get it. I gotta fucking heal. That was fun. Alright.
Your side is charging the
yeah, one of those games I need to complete is fucking Ocarina of Time, but I will be flying again in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna basically get through, I think, a temple that I'm on right now before then, and set myself up for the next one, and then that way I don't have to think about, you know, progressing. I just play the damn game, and that's probably what I'll do. And then I actually look forward to getting done. Oh my god, I haven't seen that much blood that many times on this character. I'll probably try to complete that ASAP when I get back. That way I can either, yeah, because y'all fucking blow ass. That's where, no, not them. Well, they blow ass, not us. Oh, yeah, forensic kill, forensic kill. Oh, yeah, that's fucking sex right there. You can kill him with the grapple, and it's amazing. Or you can get him closer to you like that. Kill streak times 10. Jesus Christ. This is the best game I've ever had, especially with the assassin, but never had a 10x kill streak in this game. So this is fun. I do enjoy this a lot. So I'm really hoping they flesh it out. I'm still an arena shooter purist, don't get me wrong. And I realize that's a weird thing for me. And I feel like that's like, I'm too young to be. Arena shooters were really a big thing when I was like 3 to 5 years old. But, you know, I played, you know, GoldenEye and Halo, and those were kind of light arena shooters. And then I discovered all the old stuff that I missed out on, Doom and Quake and Unreal Tournament. I was like, God damn, this is the shit. And then now all the reboots and the spiritual successors are coming out, like Toxic and stuff. I just love them. So this is a nice compliment. It's still kind of skill based, but it's still competitive, and it's a good balance though. It's not as far left as Overwatch is. Yeah, 10 and fucking 0.
You win.
10 and 0. All right. Wasn't able to brag in the comments, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to end it off on that. Holy shit. I don't think I'm going to get any better than on that one. So thank you guys for joining me for the inaugural episode, Volume 1, that is, of Off the Leash. Please tell me you understand the name, right? It's like we're dogs, we're off the leash instead of being in the DogPound, where it's our other podcast show. Yeah. I thought that was clever. Maybe you don't. Whatever. But next week we'll be back at some other game. I was going to do Gears of War this week, actually, until this came out. And they nerfed the EXP again. I was getting like 40,000 points, 40,000 EXP, even if I only got like 1,000 in-game. And the ones I would get like 20,000 in, I was getting closer to like 200,000 EXP. I was ranking up like twice, going from rank, or sometimes 3 or 4 times, from like rank 80 to 85. It was fucking ridiculous. So yeah, that's why I wanted to do that. I wanted to do like a road to 100 video, but we'll do that again when if they either reinstall or redo that XP multiplier, or if I'm like rank 99 and it takes 5 or 6 matches to do, we'll do that as well. Right now I'm 95, almost 96, so we'll see whatever happens. I'll come back to it later. And then I have 2 more to go after that. I almost have 3,000. I have over 3,000 kills for seriously, so we're not even close to that, unfortunately. And then other than that, it'll just be fun games that I want to do on my own. And then with DogPound, it'll be the same shit pretty much, except it's just going to be 2 of us. So that's generally the trend, and you can expect more Off the Leashes for a while until we get back to KY. So that's about it. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you liked it, and I hope you like LawBreakers too. Go check it out if there is an open beta. And if you have access to the closed alpha, go play it now, because I've had a blast. So thanks you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.